And here's part 5 of Atlantic Chase. Decision at Sea scenario. And the story so far is that we are trying to complete convoys, and we have completed 1 of 3 to end the game, hopefully scoring points along the way. The Germans, however, are active, and we're kind of feeling each other out. We're kind of parrying and thrusting with our searches and whatnot. But we haven't really brought anyone to battle. So, let's get into this. It is the Germans' turn. And so, we will roll for their action. And now we do not use the modifier, the +1 modifier, because we have completed a convoy. And there's 2 task forces out. 3. Straight up 3. They're going to go for interception again. They have to avoid going into port bases or airfield spaces. They have to avoid intel markers from that. Otherwise, they'll just, complete. But we can get them here. And it's going to be the nearest task force to that. It's going to be this guy. So he's going to trajectory over here. And he's going to naval search. Like so. We'll be naval searching right here. So the AI directs us that if we can coordinate. As long as we avoid an intel marker. It doesn't say anything about if he already has an intel marker. So I guess we'll keep with the spirit of the rule here. And just have him 1, 2, 3. He'll be the shorter one. But you use the longer one. So that's the only thing that's going to happen there. That, of course, will. Because there is a coordinated... He's one of the task forces that will invoke the intel interruption. All right, let's interrupt these guys here. Where's my boat? There we go. 8 is a -2 to their naval search. Fine by me. So that's going to be a negative result because the coordinating effort will cause a +2, so it's going to be a 0 result. Actually, and some air support for a... Oh, there it is. Air support from here to there for a -1. I think that's where we're at now. So we're rolling on this 9 column. 5 to 9 column with a -1 modifier for the Germans. 6 is going to be... shadow result. Okay. And this means that all but 3 will be removed. There's 4, and it cannot be the target hex. So now we get to the Germans get to time lapse both of these. This is a very slow fleet. I think I'm actually going to pull one from here, and that looked like a good move for him. He's trying to stay out of air range. That's mainly why I did that. Now here, I think he would want to invoke the intel limit, which allows him to remove 2. He would remove this one. Would remove that one. I think he sort of just. You don't want to be. I just don't want him. I don't think he would want to be there as close as possible. So he's going to pull that one next. I think that's the move he would make. Okay. So. The option we have is to either take our invasive maneuvers marker or try to seize the initiative. And I think we will try to seize the initiative. No modifier. 7. Nope. Didn't think so. The Germans continue their turn. And their next move is 6. Okay. Again, an interception. Except we're reversing the rolls now. It is this one that is going to trajectory over to do a naval search, and this one will coordinate. So, yes, time for a naval search. We're going to have some coordination here for +2 for him. We'll add our air support for us, bringing that down to +1. Unfortunately, we don't have an interruption roll, so it's just going to be the +1 here, which may be trouble. Yes, we're rolling on that 5 to 9 column again. With a +1 this time. Let's see what happens. 8. 8. Pull these dice out of here. The 5 to 9 is contact and shadow. Okay, well, they'll get the contact. Oh, sorry about the wonky camera there. They'll get a contact marker. Where's my contact marker? Why aren't they double-sided so I can use any one? But, okay, whatever. Like so, but they do not do anything to the convoy because they are 3. It reduces everything but 3, and there's only 3, and instead what happens is we get an evasive maneuvers marker. I can see verily using. These two will time-lapse again. And for the Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau, I think we're going to time-lapse them the other way to get them out of airstrike range, is what I would do if I were them. Where is my... Okay, we're going to just pop them right there. Even though the convoy is right there tempting us with that contact marker, we can always trajectory, they can always trajectory back. This one will be 2. And once again, let's avoid airstrike. So we're going to pop back a little bit. That should not be. The Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau are fast, so they're going to always remove 4 segments at least. And now we'll seize that initiative again. This time I'm going to spend this evasive maneuvers marker to add 1 to the already +1, so we're rolling at +2 for seizing. No problem, I didn't even need to do that. Okay, it is now our turn again. The initiative has turned to us. Checking the weather. Stays good. Needs to be a 6 to change. Alright, now it's my go. First thing first, we're avoiding the rationing rule, so we're going to extend that to a 4-length trajectory. Now, second, I am going to reorganize this into 1 task force, and we'll take him off, and we're going to put the Hood and the Prince of Wales in the task force with the King George V battleship and 3 light cruisers and a regular cruiser with Tovey in charge, and he's allowed to do trajectory goodness. And now what we've been waiting for, let's go get the Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau. See if we can't bring them into battle. Alright, going in there, unfortunately, it's going to give me an intel marker. But there we are. We are going to attempt an engage action with. Okay. He will coordinate with the unidentified task force for modifier. I think that is a. Let's see here. Well, first things first, let him roll on the interruption table. Right there. Bring it in. There we go. No modifiers. Germans roll on the 1 column. 4, which is nothing. Okay, good for us. Intel did nothing. Back that out. There we go. Okay. Actually, I'm going to make a ruling for the Germans that they are not going to coordinate, because if they did coordinate, that would drop the column down to 0, which is much worse for them. Instead, they're going to stick to the 1, have us stick to the 1 to 4 with no modifiers. And here we go. 1 to 4 with a 9, which will be closing. Not a battle? Are you kidding me? Hang on. No, because they are faster than me. Therefore, all this is going to be is contact. So, womp, womp. Okay. Yeah, see, Germans did. I chose smartly for the Germans, because if I had used the coordinating task force with the -1, it would have still been a battle. And this way, they might get away skate clean. And yes, the Germans are generally taking an attitude of we're trying to avoid battle with big battleships. And so I'm playing them kind of historically, and that was their thing, is avoid the capital ships and go after the convoys. All right. And you know, I just now realized I made a mistake. I could have used Tovi's trajectory thing, which had allowed me to roll 2 dice and add or subtract it to the trajectory total. That would have probably brought us to a battle. Oh, my bad. I should have called it earlier. Oh well. Anyway, I get to time-lapse. Time-lapse, and we're going to time-lapse. Yeah, it makes sense. We're going to invoke the intel limit, and I can remove... well, that only allows me to... It's medium fleet, so it allows me to move 2. With the intel marker. In that case, I'm just going to remove these 2. I can't remove the other one. I'm going to not invoke the intel limit. That is my move. And leaves us with a siege initiative time. Oh, and this is one where the Germans, I haven't run into a situation where I needed to do that. But he's going to decide between evasive or seizing. He's going to seize. Straight roll. 6, he does not. Okay, I get to keep going. All right, now let's kick this guy behind. The Germans do get an interruption roll. I roll a 7, which is going to be a -1 to my engage roll, which is coming up now. All right, we are in the 1 to 4 column at a +1 because of the contact marker on the Germans. I could use Tovi's ability to bring that down to the 0, and I'd have a 0 roll on the +1, which is pretty good. But I think I want to hold on to that for a more, in case when I get into a more sticky, because I'd automatically get it down to 0, but that seems kind of underplaying the Tovi ability. So I think I'm going to hold on to that. We can always, you know, it really comes to an issue. So we're going to roll in the 1 to 4 with a +1. And we did woo-wee. I rolled the wrong dice, that's why. I rolled the German dice. And they're cursed for when I roll them, not for the British. Okay, so that's a 5 on the 1 to 4 column, which is a miss. Well, also, and just to tell, and if I had used the Tovi ability, that would have done me. Oh, that would have got us the contact marker, but I'm not faster than them, so that would have been nothing. It would have been effectively a miss. There's already contact marker on it, so I bumbled into the right choice there. Okay. Now we will time lapse, and we will invoke the intel limit. And now that goes away, and we are right on top of these guys. But unfortunately, now we're going to see what the Germans want to do. Will they want to evasive, or will they want to seize? They will take an evasive maneuvers marker. Interesting. Alright. I bet you're not going to guess what I'm going to do. That's right. You're going to try to engage them. And this time, it's a little different. Okay, we are at the 0 column now, because both are a station, and the Germans will coordinate because they're already at the 0 and they can't help it, so they lose nothing and gain plus wait a minute, plus, oh, they hit us with a -1. We have a +2 from the contact marker, which will be reduced to a +1. So it's effectively the same thing, just added differently. Okay. All right, 0 column at a +1. Oh, and I rolled the wrong dice again. Oh no, and it's the same exact result too. Oh man, I needed to roll the red dice. See? I'm not paranoid. I'm not superstitious. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so they miss yet again. Okay. And that was me forgetting to use the evasive maneuvers marker that the Germans had, which I should have used, but I didn't, to add more minus, but it didn't matter. Now it did it. That is the infamous contact result, but it doesn't. It's supposed to be a skirmish, but it won't be a skirmish because we're not faster than that fleet. Okay, so, but now this guy gets to, what do you call it? time lapse. Whoop, like so. And now the question becomes, do they seize initiative or do they take an evasive maneuvers marker? They will try to seize the initiative and they will burn their evasive maneuvers marker to add 1 to their already +1 for a +2 on this die roll. 7, 8, 9. Yes. So, after some terrible chances, some great chances to bring these guys to battle, we blew it twice. And now it is the Germans' turn. We do avoid the rationing rule. We check for the weather. It remains good. And when we return, find out if we can actually bring these guys to battle or not. And thanks for watching.